Welcome back. We're talking with Dr. Renee Renardi about kids transitioning them back to school. Some people already started, some are not even going till after Labor Day next week, but now's the time to change their schedule, and then you have to almost kind of pay attention how these first few weeks kind of go, how they're kind of getting in the swing of things, and maybe even bring in a professional if they're having trouble.
Right. And I think it's important to, of course, talk to your kids. Hey, how was your school day? Most of the time you're going to get a fine. You know? And that's where even phrasing your question a little differently can be useful to say, you know, what's something fun that happened at school today, or what's been one of the tougher transitions that you've had so far. So not asking this very broad question, but a little bit more specific. Sometimes you can get a little bit more information. And some kids, you know, it goes off without any problems. They're excited. Everything's going well for them. Not as much worry, but to still check in is important. For other kids, if you notice that I'm too sick, I can't go to school today, or the teacher is calling, or you're noticing a lot of oppositional behaviors, those can be indicators that there might be something else going on that's causing that child additional stress. And that's where consulting a professional oftentimes is going to be a good idea, because a lot of these conditions can be treated, but it's being able to recognize it and equip children with skills to overcome these difficulties.
Best way to start the new nighttime schedule is what? Just move up dinner time, or I mean, what are your suggestions?
I think taking a look at what's ideal. Where is the child at right now? All right, because if the child is going to sleep at 1 a.m.
good luck,
and their new bedtime is 8:30, it's not going to happen, right? So it's kind of gradually making that adjustment by anywhere from 10 to 30-minute increments to be able to say, okay, right now you're going to bed at 1 o'clock. You know, would have been nice to look at this a few weeks ago, but that's okay. Let's do it now. 12:30, 12 o'clock, 11:30, and just kind of gradually adjusting every couple of days, giving that child a little bit more sleep, a little bit more sleep. Not letting them nap after school too is important, even if they're tired, because if they're napping, then they're probably, you know, going to stay up later, which doesn't help when they have to get up so early again the next day.
Well, and you said too, for some kids, they really do sometimes get that anxiety because it's, you know, a new environment. They haven't been in school for a few months, and there's a lot to be demanded of them during that day too.
And when you know your child is a little bit more anxious, sometimes you can set up some meetings with teachers or go to school a few extra times. Of course, go to the back to school night. I did that with my daughter on Friday, even though she's been there for 2 years already. She knows her teachers. It helps to kind of ease that transition a little bit, even for kids who don't have much of a struggle, but definitely for kids who have some predisposition to anxiety, talking about it, looking at what are your concerns, having a little emergency plan, write their locker number on the bottom of their shoe, you know, or something like that, looking at what are your concerns, what makes you nervous about going back to school. Now, for kids who have phobias, like emetophobia, which is fear of vomiting, is very common and something that causes a lot of problems for children. And returning to school, I don't want to go to school, I'm going to get sick, there's going to be sick people there. That can cause a lot of difficulties. Very, very treatable, but it can cause a lot of absences from school. Kids who have separation anxiety, social anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder, perfectionism, learning differences. There's lots of things that can create extra burdens for kids as they look at this time of year.
Website or phone number so people can get a hold of you, Doc?
Sure. People can contact me either through couragecritters.com or through my practice as a psychologist, lakesidecenter.org.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Good stuff.
Yeah, thanks.
Say hi to Fiona.
I will.
All right, stay with us when we come back. We're going to talk about Pantone, right?
Pantone.
Pantone colors in your home.